it's Froggy, and I'm back again with another episode of Willow Wonderful World. So, we got S on this, which is good. Oh, we have no new messages. Okay. Shoot. So, let's go back up here to this one. Okay. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna try something else here on this one. Retry. So we're gonna do this piece of paper, piece of soap, slip, back, ran over, he reached out. We're gonna try that. Maybe this will open up something else for us. Daddy jumped ahead just in time, and the beast missed him lucky. The beast kept running with smoke coming out from under it and ran straight into the next crossing. It was another red light. I saw the beast hit another smaller beast. The smaller beast was knocked off its path and it hit a third beast. Soon the crossing was filled with all kinds of beasts, and every one of them was barking loudly. Daddy and I turned away and kept walking towards the street. I pulled Lieutenant Kang up from the floor. Well, should I say something? Did that hurt Lieutenant Kang? That didn't sound appropriate. I was still thinking when Lieutenant Kang swept away from my hand. He mumbled something, then turned back to his locker and got dressed as if nothing had happened. I went back to my locker in silence, too. What did the lieutenant just say? I could see that his face was all red. Maybe it's because of the heat. Perhaps he was just saying something like, shit, it's so fucking hot out here. That must be it. Okay. So we'll see if that maybe did something. No? Okay. Let's see if we can figure something out here. This one is an S. These are all locked. Okay. Okay, we're gonna history. Okay, so we're gonna retry this. Because so far we have one of the A's. There's supposed to be two, apparently. There's supposed to be two B's. Okay. I am looking at a bit of a walkthrough for this because I'm not entirely sure what else I can do here. So, let's try... The room felt stuffy and I left. Room felt stuffy. I left a note. What? I'm confused. Why won't you let me move this? No, I want to retry. Reset. Here we go. Okay. The room felt stuffy. And I left a note. Okay. And then... For Lee Wen... Somebody coughed loudly. Jimmy was really going at it. Jimmy was really going at it. Okay. And then a note had been left on my desk. So, a note had been left on my desk. What? Okay, so nothing here then. A note had been left on my desk. Room felt stuffy. Here we go. This is something new. I looked at Li Wen, who was sitting by the window, and she was looking back at me too. She should be focusing on her test. I shook my head and signaled for her to get back to the test, and she lowered her head. Half an hour later, the exam was over. I left a note. I asked Li Wen to come and meet me in the tutoring room after school. Anybody na-na-na. Test results up. She was barely paying attention. She seemed distracted. Wasn't following the full conversation. I sent her off. Blah, blah. Well, W, I'll make sure to keep my promise. Took a peek at Miss Yang, and she was staring right back at me. I was so startled that I almost jumped, and suddenly I could understand the question on the exam again. Thank goodness. Whatever. I needed to finish the exam before worrying about anything else. If I screwed this up, I wouldn't be able to go anywhere after school. A note had been left on my desk for me to go to the tutoring room after school. After school, Miss Yang was waiting for me in the tutoring room. She told me that I did exceptionally well this time and encouraged me to keep it up. She even told me that if I needed any advice or help with anything else in life, I should feel free to come talk to her. I kept thinking about her words on my way home. That was the first time that she had ever said something like that to me, and I felt a little strange. It wasn't too late when I got home. I knocked on his door softly, no response. I sent him some more texts, no response either. His lights were off the whole evening, too. Okay, so this is a rank A. And nothing new. Okay, A. Let's try it again then. Alright, let's try this again. So we'll try. Jimmy was really going at it. Somebody coughed loudly. The room felt stuffy. I left a note. Did that. And then we'll try. Jimmy really was going at it. Somebody coughed loudly. I left a note. What? Retry. Okay, here we go. I looked at Li Wen, who was sitting by the window. She seemed to be staring at the test blankly. Was it really so hard? I left a note. I asked Li Wen to come and meet me in the tutoring room after school. She did unusually poorly today, almost dropping to the bottom of the class. It was very unusual. Blah, blah, blah. Barely paying attention. The other occasion, yes, She didn't look like she was listening at all, not to mention self-reflecting. I supposed I shouldn't go overboard either. I figured I had said what I wanted to say, so I sent her back to the group study session. I shouldn't wind her up too tight. Why would he resign? Did he not like his job, or was it because of my mind was drifting further and further away? The ending bell for the exam pulled me back to reality. Couldn't even look at myself when I turned the paper in. I had only solved 2 problems. A note had been left on my desk asking me to go to the tutoring room. Staring at my phone, hoping they would respond to my messages. Nothing. 11 p.m. when I got home. Knocked on the door softly, no response. I went to check the balcony. Lights were still off. I sat on the floor. Went back against the door, thinking that I would be able to hear him if he came back in the middle of the night. 1 a.m., 2 a.m. It began to rain outside. 3 a.m., 4 a.m. Almost morning. What should I do if I couldn't find him tomorrow? I suddenly had a bad feeling. Would I never be able to see him again? Anything new? No. Okay, so we're back to the spotty one. I'm hoping that we're going to be able to unlock the S option for this. So the child stopped crying. A gray truck. Blah, blah, blah. Foreigner. Okay, we were able to unlock the actual S one. So in order to get this, you have to go into the Rain and Tears dialogue, which was like 2 up. And then you have to, from there, do the last X, and then that one will let you unlock the S here. Alright. Under the light of the blonde foreigner was lying in a pool of blood. A woman with short hair and 2 dramatic earrings jumped out of the gray truck. She spit out a few curses, saw the gruesome scene, hastily got back in the truck. She didn't even notice the metal box had fallen out of her pocket when climbing out. Almost stepped on the gas as soon as she got in the driver's seat. The truck quickly disappeared out of sight. The drunk man survived after the foreigner had pushed him away. But he had disappeared from under the light and with the child that had been gone for quite a while. Under the light, a human, a cat. Blood was spilling out from underneath his body. I walked closer and saw a big dark scar on the back of his neck. Daddy used to have one similar burn mark on his eyes. He reminded me of that rainy day when I lost Daddy. And the accident that had taken him from me. Blood was spilling out underneath Daddy's body as well. And I could remember that there was a boy running out of a car that had killed Daddy. I suddenly recognized that this foreigner was born and raised here. I could not remember what his name was, but I could remember the scar on the back of his neck. He was the boy from that day. I knew it! Thank you! Thank you! That was right. It was him. I still could not remember what his name was, but I could remember that his mother had the same blonde hair as him and that they lived up the hill nearby. I could also remember that he used to buy me milk when he was a child himself. Ever since the day of the accident, I hadn't seen him again, until now. Snow began to fall from the sky. It wasn't the right season to be snowing. I lay down on his bleeding leg, thinking that maybe this would help him a little. If someone else walked by, I could then ask for help. The air around us was getting colder and colder. The snow was piling up on us thicker and thicker. My eyelids finally couldn't resist the exhaustion anymore. They were closing slowly, slowly, slowly. When I woke up, I thought I had died, or maybe I was in a dream. I was lying on a human's bed, covered with a human sheet. Its owner was lying next to me, breathing steadily. It was a strange room filled with warm yellow sunlight. There were lots of thick books on the bookshelves. A globe was placed on the top shelf, and a row of lively-looking small wooden figurines was lined up next to it. A light breeze came in from outside through the window. It had the distinct smell of a sunny day right after it snowed. It tasted a little cold, a little sweet. On the balcony there was a flower that I had never seen before. It was the color of fire, and it was waving lightly in the sweet breeze like a small dancing flame. The sunlight shone through the petals and cast a bright red shadow upon an unfinished diary that was opened up on the desk. Beside the diary, I saw a metal box with blue curly carvings. It was the box that had been dropped by the short-haired woman. The human's blonde hair was shining in the sunlight. His calm, sleeping face seemed to be, assuring me that this was just another normal and peaceful day. I still could not remember what his name was. I did not know where he had been or what he had been through all these years. But none of that mattered anymore. What mattered was I finally found a place to return to. Home sweet home, the phantom terror. Oh, this is so sweet. I love that he's got a home now. Oh, Spotty. It's with a serial killer, but that's okay. You know what? He needs a friend too sometimes. Oh, I'm so happy for you, buddy. Okay, I'm actually like tearing up a little bit because I'm really happy for him. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this episode here for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to see more videos from me, then don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.